The most important moment of the vice presidential debate was J.D. Vance refusing to admit that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election.
Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer.
It's also disqualifying. It took until the end of the debate before Walz landed the punch, but that moment undercut everything else Vance thought he accomplished in rewriting the history of the Trump years. Throughout the night, Vance came across as a smug, robotic, slick, and scripted opportunist who will do or say anything to get ahead, including sane-washing Trump's toxic rhetoric to make it more palatable to middle America. Tim Walz, the former high school teacher and football coach, was more natural and human, and maybe a lot more polite than I would have been, but he did a good job of swatting down Vance's lies and promoting Kamala Harris's policies. Although Vance admitted he had said horrible things about Trump in the past, he claimed he just happened to be wrong back then, and now sees how Trump delivered for the American people. The problem is that 4 years ago, when Trump finished his term in office, Vance admitted that Trump had so thoroughly failed to deliver on his promises that he predicted Trump will probably lose. And he did. Being wrong and changing your mind is one thing, but Vance previously called Trump America's Hitler, a moral disaster, a cynical and an idiot. So how did Vance end up working for America's Hitler? Because he's an opportunist who will do or say anything to get ahead. And clearly he was willing to do that tonight. But sadly, there was no real discussion on race issues. That's too bad because Vance has some splaining to do. He never explained why he spent the past month lying about Haitian immigrants eating their neighbors' cats and dogs, or why he questioned Kamala Harris's race, or why he wrongly accused her of faking a Southern accent. Fortunately, Tim Walz called Vance out for vilifying Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, explaining that Governor Mike DeWine had to send state troopers to escort kindergartners to school because of Trump and Vance's hateful rhetoric. And when it came to abortion, Walz was very effective when he told the story of Amber Thurman, a 28-year-old black mother in Georgia who died when doctors would not remove tissue from her uterus because of a Trump abortion ban.
She had to travel a long distance to North Carolina to try and get her care. Amber Thurman died in that journey back and forth. How can we as a nation say that your life and your rights, as basic as the right to control your own body, is determined on geography?
Vance, on the other hand, flat out lied when he claimed he never supported a nationwide abortion ban.
Well, I never supported a national ban.
He did, and it's on the record.
I certainly would like abortion to be legal nationally.
Vance tried to blame Kamala Harris for every problem in America, but he conveniently ignored the reality that Kamala Harris is not the president. She's the vice president, and he ignored the fact that Trump was the president for 4 years and never solved any of the problems he claimed he would when he first ran for office. But somehow Vance managed to distort reality by claiming that Harris is promoting censorship when it's actually the Republican Party that is banning black books, removing African American history courses, and canceling DEI training. That's the tricky logic Vance used to sane-wash Trump and the Republicans into an unrecognizably inoffensive imitation of who they really are. He even claimed that Trump
peacefully gave over power on January the 20th.
As if the violent January 6th insurrection had never really happened. If you weren't familiar with politics or haven't been watching the news lately, you might think that Vance was part of a typical Republican ticket with a Mitt Romney or a John McCain as his running mate. But his running mate is twice impeached convicted felon, insurrectionist Donald Trump. No matter how many slick words he used in his debate, he can't hide from the truth that his boss, Donald Trump, is unfit for office.